3 years ago, Bitcoin was about 10,000. And so if we look at the 3-year chart from August 10th of 2020 to today, Bitcoin's up 145%. The S&P is up 37%. The S&P is the cost of capital. Gold is down 3%. Bonds are down 18%. MicroStrategy is up 254%. And our enterprise value is increased by a factor of 10 by, $8 billion or something. So we're glad we adopted Bitcoin. We would say that Bitcoin is returning 4x the cost of capital. And if you're not getting 37% gain in those 3 years via the S&P, then you're not keeping up with the cost of capital.
Microstrategy co-founder Michael Saylor believes his firm will remain an enticing way for investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin regardless of any future exchange-traded fund approvals. Microstrategy, the software developer that's amassed a giant Bitcoin stash in recent years, may raise up to $750 million by selling more stock and plans to use the proceeds to buy more Bitcoin, among other things. The announcement was made in a U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filing late Tuesday. Bitcoin's price rose noticeably in the aftermath, approaching $29,800 from around $29,200. As per findings in a research report by TD Cowen, following the adoption of its Bitcoin strategy, which involves converting all earnings from its primary software intelligence business into Bitcoin, the company has achieved a remarkable 254% return. This performance surpasses that of the cryptocurrency itself, which has increased by 145% during the same period. The shares of MicroStrategy have climbed about 170% this year, while Bitcoin rose more than 70%. Michael Saylor was confident MicroStrategy would still be able to offer something spot Bitcoin ETFs can't. He presents the performance of Bitcoin over a 3-year span. At that time, Bitcoin was priced at approximately $10,000. On the other hand, he said an ETF would bring billions of dollars in investments into the market, which would profit companies like MicroStrategy, which have significant exposure to the cryptocurrency. Here are a few glimpses from the discussion that we'd like to show you. Before we proceed, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more updates.
Well, really, there's a growing consensus that Bitcoin is a unique and valuable international asset, and that's being endorsed by politicians. It's being endorsed by regulators. It's being endorsed by investors. You're hearing money managers like Larry Fink say this. And that has created a change in sentiment. The odds of spot ETF being approved were 1% 6 months ago. Then they went to 50%, and this morning they were 65%, according to Bloomberg analysts. So that's really driving the near-term sentiment. But plus the fact that there's so much chaos in the crypto industry, Bitcoin is emerging as the safe haven institutional asset if you want to play this space without trying to parse through the politics, the legal, and the regulatory complexity. Well, I think spot ETF is great news for the space. Bitcoin, you could think of as this beautiful house in a scary neighborhood that you have to pay for in cash, takes a year to buy, and you can never rent it. The spot ETF is like that same beautiful house in a nice neighborhood, and you can buy it tomorrow, no money down, and you can rent it and refinance it from your bank. It's not a threat to MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is like that beautiful house with 10,000 acres of ranch land behind it that generates cash flow, that has a management team that can borrow money at 1-2% interest in order to develop the land. So we offer yield and we offer leverage through active management, which is unique for a set of our investors. We obviously don't have room in our capital structure for tens of billions of dollars of sovereign wealth or major hedge funds, so they need a spot ETF in order to take a position in the space.
According to a report by Reuters, the reference to artificial intelligence in earnings calls for significant tech companies surged significantly between the initial and subsequent fiscal quarters. Rostin Behnam, the chairman of the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, emphasized the necessity for congressional action to address the gaps present in the cryptocurrency space. Saylor mentioned that uncertainties encircle crypto exchanges and digital securities, presenting challenges that might not be easily resolved within the upcoming 2 years. He expressed that the resolution of these issues relies on political leadership taking charge. According to Saylor, Bitcoin could potentially serve as a solution to counteract cybersecurity threats arising from artificial intelligence, like deepfakes. He mentioned that MicroStrategy intends to expand its offerings significantly by introducing products rooted in artificial intelligence.
There's universal consensus generally everywhere in the world across all parties that Bitcoin is a decentralized global asset that has value. It is without an issuer, and it is a digital commodity. In fact, it is the gold standard of digital commodities. So you study Bitcoin to figure out how to create a digital commodity. There's also pretty general uncertainty and conflict and controversy surrounding the role of crypto exchanges, stable coins, digital securities, tokens, and DeFi. I don't think that uncertainty is going to be resolved anytime in the next 2 years. And the chair of the CFTC is correct in saying we do need a political solution coming from Congress. It's pretty clear that there's not going to be a quick solution coming directly from the regulators or organically from the industry. So we're waiting for political leadership to resolve that ambiguity. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is the one unambiguous thing, right? It is the most certain thing in a very promising, innovative economy, but full of regulatory uncertainty. And so if you want to participate in the space, the way to do it is with Bitcoin. Well, I think MicroStrategy's got a lot of options, a lot of opportunities to harness AI, and we're bringing out a new product based on AI shortly. So we're excited about that. What I'd say about AI is devaluing assets that are created with pure information or white-collar type straightforward labor. And AI is going to accrete value to assets that are energy rich. You know, that acre of beachfront property in Palm Beach that an AI can't create, Bitcoin AI can't create. And ultimately, Bitcoin is the solution to a lot of problems AI creates. And if I was looking at the AI revolution, I would think, how do I buy scarce, desirable assets that the computer can't spin out of thin air? And if you own those, then you're going to be good, because the stuff that the AI creates in a split second, that's going to get devalued. Well, MicroStrategy's been in the business intelligence business for 30 years, and we brought this AI module to our customers recently. There's a lot of enthusiasm about what we can do. Anybody using MicroStrategy software is trying to sift through billions of lines of data to get an insight to run their company or their organization better. AI does a good job of joining with our software and our proprietary semantic graph in order to get them that answer faster and quicker. We think this is going to be really good for the business intelligence industry, and ultimately it's just going to make every enterprise more nimble, more agile, more intelligent.
Stocks like MicroStrategy and crypto mining companies show a strong connection to the valuation of the digital assets listed in their financial statements. Historically, investors have utilized these stocks as a means to access digital assets without the need to directly acquire them from a cryptocurrency exchange. MicroStrategy, a prominent holder of Bitcoin, possesses approximately $4.5 billion worth of the cryptocurrency. This holding grew by an additional $341 million in the second quarter. The revelation of this acquisition coincided with an increase in the Bitcoin price. We encourage you to share your views in the comments section. If you found this content informative, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for the most up-to-date news and videos. We appreciate your input and look forward to hearing from you again soon.